Hello and welcome to live coverage of the second of the FA Women's Continental Tires League Cup semi-finals. Tonight it's West Ham United versus Chelsea. Emma Hayes' Chelsea side have reached the final in each of the last 3 seasons. They've lifted the trophy on 2 of those occasions, while the Hammers held Arsenal to a creditable goalless draw in the WSL on Sunday and are aiming to reach their first ever Conti Cup final. West Ham very much the underdogs heading into this tie. They failed to beat Chelsea in all 12 of their previous meetings in all competitions, but that result at the weekend has given them belief that they can go toe-to-toe with the WSL's heavyweights. Chelsea arrive at the Chigwell Construction Stadium, top of the league, and in formidable form, 19 games unbeaten since that opening day defeat to Liverpool all the way back in September. So another exciting matchup, and Jenna Schillaci, the former Tottenham Hotspur captain, alongside me for this one. And well, it was a tight one yesterday between Arsenal and Manchester City. And I mean, West Ham are just going to have to repeat that performance, aren't they, that they pulled off against Arsenal in the league at the weekend?
Yeah, absolutely, and it's quite a quick turnaround, and obviously no changes made in their squad. So yeah, big ask for them tonight. But we saw that I think they'll be inspired by their performance at the weekend.
And a lot on the line here. You know, obviously Chelsea, seasoned winners domestically, and they've won this tournament a few times as well. West Ham United, you know, they've got to the FA Cup final before, haven't they? But, you know, this is a big opportunity for them.
They'll be looking to make their own little piece of history tonight and get to the final. I think, you know, that performance on Sunday will bring them so much confidence, you know, and they'll know that they can compete against the big teams after taking a point off of Arsenal on Sunday. So yeah, same again from them tonight.
So here come the teams, the chance to compete for the first silverware of the season. Plenty at stake for West Ham, who are aiming for their first ever Continental Cup final. And Chelsea already laden with domestic honours and hungry for more. So it is West Ham against Chelsea for the right to face Arsenal in the final at Selhurst Park on the 5th of March. And here are your teams. West Ham unchanged from the side that held Arsenal on Sunday. The pacey Vivian Asseyi will be the main attacking outlet for the Hammers, who'll be aiming to pull off another impressive defensive display to frustrate the visitors. 4 changes for Chelsea, and Katrin Berger returns in goal. Magdalena Eriksson and Ev Perisset come back into the back line for Jess Carter and Kadisha Buchanan, who dropped to the bench. Fran Kirby also returns to the starting 11. She scored in the 3-1 win against West Ham in the WSL meeting earlier this season. So a couple of players we want to pick out ahead of this one. For West Ham United, it is Dagny Brynjarsdottir, top scorer, Jenna, this season for the Hammers. Yeah,
she's been a key player for them this season. I think both defensively and offensively. I think going forward, set pieces, she's extremely dangerous. And I think in a game like tonight, where chances won't be coming thick and fast, I think she could be key for them in the Chelsea box. And when you look at her defensively, she's a real box-to-box midfielder who has that energy to get back and save her team in big moments at the other end of the pitch as well.
And in a team full of stars, still perhaps arguably the shiniest one, Sam Kerr, who, well, clinical when she gets a chance.
Yeah, absolutely. I think when we're talking about goal scorers, she is the full package, isn't she? 16 goals in all comps this season, and, you know, so many times we see her step up. She's a big-time player, steps up on the biggest stages in big moments for her team.
Paul Konchesky, the West Ham United manager, perhaps giving his mum a wave. I think she was there on Sunday. Reportedly could barely watch as they were held out against Arsenal. Such an impressive draw that was. But again, you could argue this is an even tougher test up against Emma Hayes, serial winners. And Chelsea, top of the WSL, and truly formidable opponents.
Yeah, the opponents don't come tougher than this tonight, do they? obviously off the back of a win at the weekend. And I think Emma Hayes' comments after, they weren't at their best, but they still always find a way to win.
Yeah, a bit of criticism from Emma Hayes, but likes to keep her team on their toes. Both sides take the knee, as they have done throughout this season ahead of each game, to highlight the opposition to all forms of discrimination. And it is Chelsea in their change strip who get us underway. 13th meeting, previous 12 have seen 11 Chelsea wins and 1 draw. West Ham United have shown they've been hard to beat, and perhaps they just need to add a little bit more of an attacking threat, but I'm not sure how much of that we're going to see this evening.
I think what they do have in Assaye is a player who, you know, is a target player. She's got that pace that when the team is under the cosh, they can always use her as an outlet, and she's so good at holding up the play and bringing others in. So I think she could be key tonight, just running off the back of that back line with their pace.
Chelsea this season have shown that they can be got at. They haven't dropped many points, but they have conceded a fair amount of goals for them, at least. 4 clean sheets in 12 WSL games, which is not their usual standard, but still they find themselves top of the division.
I think defensively that they do make mistakes. They are vulnerable at times, and I have no doubt that West Ham would have analysed the Chelsea-Tottenham matches and seen them and take advantage of them tonight.
Kirsty Smith. It was Lauren James who was threatening to dispossess her.
I think for West Ham it's key they don't let Lauren James too much time or show her too much respect when she is on that ball. It's when she's at her strongest, when she's running at defenders, and so important that they don't dive in, because it's almost like she waits for that movement and then she just skips and glides around players. So anywhere around that final third, they've just got to be really cautious when Lauren James is on the ball.
Evidenced by that goal she scored against Tottenham at the weekend. You could say the other 2 were avoidable. That one can't really do too much. You say you stand off her, you try and get close. When she's in that mood, it's almost impossible to stop.
Yeah, I mean, she was untouchable, and we actually did the interview with her after, and she was kind of giving away a few of her little key tips, and she was saying she almost waits for the defender, and then she's got that change of pace. She's so confident on both feet, you don't know which foot she's going to go off of, and we've seen recently she likes to cut infield to get the shot off on her left foot, so another thing just for them to be mindful.
Yeah, 2-footed as well. There's Perisset with the throw. Kerr off to Fran Kirby. And Niamh Charles. Shown herself to be a very versatile player, has played in a number of positions this season. A free kick for Chelsea in a good position as Guro Reiten takes the tumble. A little bit too quick for Abby Lee Stringer. Reiten herself will take the free kick. West Ham recorded 4 clean sheets in their last 5 in all competitions. Reiten, and it's in! Chelsea have an early lead. Sam Kerr pokes it home. The worst possible start for West Ham United. And it's Chelsea in front after just 3 minutes.
A really teasing ball in there. You saw the spin, but West Ham have got to be disappointed with that marking. Sam Kerr just left free there. 2 players just watching the ball, and worst start possible for West Ham. It was on a plate for Sam Kerr there. Perfect ball in, but unchallenged in the 6-yard box. You absolutely can't leave her unchallenged anywhere in the box.
A good finish, but a fairly easy one. And now, what do West Ham have? Over the top for Kerr, or just bounced into the gloves of Mackenzie Arnold, who's rarely been beaten this season. She was masterful against Arsenal. But now the early goal means that West Ham might have to adjust their game plan already. Here is Lauren James. Sophie Ingle
I think now it's key that they just settle. Can't afford to concede another goal so quickly after. It's important now that they just get their touches back on the ball and just get the team out of their own half for a bit, take the pressure off of that defence.
Hayashi into Brynjarsdottir, who's got a bit of space. Here's Vivian Asseyi. Couple making their way into the middle now. Phyllis on the overlap. Asseyi still has hold of it. The offside flag has gone up against Melissa Phyllis, and that was a shame. That was a promising move for West Ham.
Yeah, really frustrating, especially after that pressure they've been under. Asseyi doing exactly what we said she would do at the beginning of the match, just carrying her team forward, holding up the play, getting the team up the pitch, and then just Phyllis there not aware to the line and caught offside, and now they're back out of possession. Got to regroup.
Katrin Berger to be happy with the place on the bench in recent games, with Zheshira Musovic taking her place. Signed a new deal, which will keep her until 2025, Musovic, and then is immediately benched after that news. Shows the depth and perhaps a few of the mind games going on at Chelsea. Shimizu concedes the corner. They'll need to be better at this set piece, West Ham. Perisset delivers towards the near post. Cuthbert controls beautifully, finds Kirby. Now Sophie Ingle. Kirby tried to spread the play out to the far side, but it's cut out, and here's Brynjarsdottir, and this is where West Ham could perhaps be dangerous on the counter. Numbers flooding forward here. Brynjarsdottir's still got it, and here's Snurler. And Millie Bright went to ground and conceded the corner. She had to time that right.
Yeah, excellent work there from Brynjarsdottir. There was the touch for me to take her away from Ingle and then just drive the team forward. Bright there recovered really well. But yeah, Brynjarsdottir, that is exactly what she brings to this team. Just that energy in midfield, that intelligence. She saw Ingle coming, and it was a simple drop of the shoulder to beat the press and set her team on the counter.
And I'm sure Brynjarsdottir will be the target here. She is so good in the air. And she scored a header in the WSL game against Chelsea. Millie Bright gets there first this time. Shimizu back in. Well, Brynjarsdottir's made the run. And a good, hefty punch away from Ann-Katrin Berger. And it nearly fell to Brynjarsdottir. Still getting up off the ground.
Just couldn't get up quick enough there, could she? Rolling into her.
Difficult when you've got those long legs. They've already shown West Ham, though, that they have real intent on the break. And also when they get those set pieces, they cause some problems.
I think for me, Brynjarsdottir is one of the best players in this league. Aerially, I think she's fantastic. And we spoke earlier, not just because of her height, but just how clinical she is and dangerous in front of goal. You know, you've seen her score all types of goal, not just with the head. So yeah, a real key player, especially in games like this where, you know, a set piece could be the difference.
He's took over the captaincy after Gilly Flaherty left for Liverpool. Certainly leads by example, very vocal. Key part of the Icelandic team as well. Here is James. Goes for the early ball in towards Kern. It's well defended by Sissoko. Few hearts in mouths, but she clearly knew what she was doing. Got real composure at the back. French international.
Yeah, she did excellent there to beat the press. There was a lot of pressure coming in, and you need a cool head on you in the 6-yard box when you're trying to play out from the back, and she's done exactly that. I think she was key for them on Sunday against Arsenal. Her and Fisk were just brick wall, solid, true centre backs there. There was bodies, blocks, everything they gave to their team. Left absolutely nothing on the pitch.
Perisset. On to James. Pursued by Smith. James takes it on. Tries to play in Kirby. That's an inch-perfect pass. It's Fran Kirby. It's 2-0. Wonderful Chelsea goal. Lauren James with an inch-perfect assist, and Fran Kirby with the composed finish. Chelsea in full control of this tie.
What a team goal that was. That started from Lauren James tracking back, winning the ball and setting off on a counter, and it's a great ball, and it's perfect ball in on a plate for Fran Kirby, and she makes no mistake from that distance with just the keeper to beat. But that all started from Lauren James working back, winning the ball, and then setting the team off.
So she does track back.
I think she's listened to the interview, and she's not given Emma Hayes any reason.
So Emma Hayes was keen to dampen down the euphoria over Lauren James post-match after the 3-2 win over Spurs in the WSL at the weekend. A lot of praise heading her way, and I think Emma Hayes just wants her to keep a level head, but just showed there that she was under pressure from Kirsty Smith, wasn't she? And just rolled her. Yeah,
she just uses her body so well. She's such a unique player. I don't think we've seen a player like her. And just everything's just so effortless. The way she moves the ball, the way she moves the body. Doesn't even look like she's really at the top gear, but when you're playing against her, you can't get near her.
Maybe questions might be asked, perhaps, of Paul Konchesky's team selection. We're slightly surprised that named an unchanged side. Obviously did extremely well against Arsenal, but as you mentioned, Jenna, it's a very tight turnaround, and not a lot of time to recover.
Yeah, I think especially the manner in which the game panned out on Sunday. I think 45 minutes they pretty much played without having any of the ball, and I think not just physically but mentally, when you have to switch on for that amount of time and they were under so much pressure, it does take it out of you. And yes, they would have been absolutely buzzing after that match, but they've not had a lot of time to recover. And I think here you see the changes that Emma Hayes and Chelsea have made just shows you, the luxury that they have, that they can change their team and the levels don't dip. Whereas obviously West Ham probably are not in a similar situation of had to start with the same team, and up against a similar opponent, it was always going to be tough.
There's Hayashi. Snurler. Dispossessed. Sissoko gets a foot in, and Brynjars-Dottir slides in. Kirby over the top for Sam Kerr. Fisk gets back in a good defensive position. On the overlap, Niamh Charles can't quite angle the shot / cross towards goal.
There's a very, very tight angle there for Charles. I don't think she was ever going to be able to execute that and keep it on target. But again, when they're in the final third here, they're moving the ball, the awareness from Kirby there to see Kerr on her way. And then Kerr just slips it past, but the angle is always going to be tight.
Already well on their way to a 4th consecutive Continental Cup final. Chelsea, they lost last year against Manchester City. And if it stays like this, it will be Arsenal-Chelsea matchup. Indeed, it's an Arsenal-Chelsea matchup in the 5th round of the FA Cup as well. So they're going to really get to know each other in the next couple of weeks. A real fight for domestic trophies this season.
Yeah, it's starting to hot up, isn't it? Especially after the weekend of results. Title race is open again. Chelsea back in the steering seat where where they're used to. Now the rest of the pack have got to chase again.
2 points ahead of Manchester United after they dropped points to Everton, and Arsenal dropped points to West Ham United. Here is James. Perisset. Back to James. 3 claret and blue shirts around her. Sort of situation she relishes. Still manages to get the cross in. Half away by Abby Lee Stringer. Say trying to provide the outlet. Bundled over by Millie Bright.
Say done well there. I think she could sense Millie Bright, the challenge coming in, and she's just taken the foul there. Just saw it come in. Really intelligent play, and it just gives her team a second, get them higher up the pitch.
She could be the difference, couldn't she? Because West Ham clearly don't just want to launch it up the pitch, because, you know, what good's that going to do? But she was in the right place there to receive.
Yeah, definitely. I think she just needs her teammates to get up a little bit quicker and support her there. But obviously there she's noticed there wasn't anything on, so take the challenge and see what comes from the free kick. But yeah, as you say, I think pace-wide, if she plays off the back of the shoulders, I think in a foot race she should win it every time against the 2 centre-backs of Eriksson and Bright.
There's Phyllis. Goes all the way back to Mackenzie Arnold. Phyllis gets the better of Charles. Twisting and turning, trying to find the space for the cross. And away by Eriksson.
Just couldn't get any power behind the cross there. Easily defended by Eriksson.
Former Arsenal Academy product. A very different feeling, I'm sure, for Paul Konchesky than the one he had at the weekend. But showing a bit of fight here, West Ham. And they provide a bit of... well, provide a clinical finish. It's perhaps the only thing that's missing from this team. Snurler, away by Bright. It's going to be picked up by Hayashi. Closed down by Cuthbert.
Bright done well there. I think Berger come out. Could have been a bit of a mixed communication, but she headed, cleared the danger way out of the penalty box. It was a good delivery into the back post.
Stringer. Actually trying to help it on. Finds Brynjar's-Dottir. Fisk tried the diagonal, but it's actually going to reach Shimizu on the other side. West Ham pushing high up the pitch, might be in a bit of trouble here. It's Fran Kirby. West Ham now funneling back into a good shape. No game at the weekend for either of these two. Next up is the FA Cup. It's the international break. Most of these players will be representing their countries. For England, it is the Arnold Clark Cup, second edition of that, which England won last time.
Where it all started last year, wasn't it? The excitement started after that win.
The Millie Bright golden boot. She'll be looking to defend that title. Snurler. To Shimizu. Down the line, but easily taken down and controlled by Niamh Charles. James. So elusive. To drop of the shoulder, a shimmy, and she's away. Here's Sam Kerr. Wrighton. Oh, it's an awkward one for the keeper. Kenzie Arnold wasn't too sure about that. Yeah, she fouled by Erin Cuthbert.
Just a bounce just in front of her there. I think she was going to catch it, but the pace and the slight bounce just threw her off. But again, really confident build-up play, and it all started from Lauren James again with back to goal. Looked like she was going nowhere, and it's just that change of pace to switch up the pace of the game. And Wrighton there just gone with a lot of power to get the ball into the box, which took Arnold off. Caught her by surprise a bit there. And that's what Chelsea do so well. They recognise when to slow the game down, and then it's that change of pace in their play, in the short, sharp passes, and it's the ball over the top. They're all just like a well-oiled machine in that final third. You just see the combination straight off of the training pitch.
There's Emma Hayes, 10 major trophies. And of course, will be aiming for more this season and in contention for all three domestically. And the Champions League draw for the knockout stages takes place tomorrow. So we'll find out who they get. Two-legged quarter-final stage. Sissoko tracked Sam Kerr extremely well there. Shimizu. Snurler. Vaughan. West Ham have lost it. It's Kerr. It's 3-0. Big error at the back from West Ham United. And Sam Kerr has surely now fired Chelsea into the Continental Cup final.
Yeah, it was just the loose pass into the path of Kerr, and she's not going to miss from there, just to keep it to beat. Back to goal, just spins on it, touch and finish, a fantastic finish, but far too easy. Mistake again from the West Ham defence. I think defensively they'll be really disappointed with the way they've started this game, but I do think you put it down to the Sunday and how well they defended. It's so hard to maintain them standards, and obviously Chelsea are looking fresher than ever and pouncing on every mistake they make.
It's difficult to see from that angle. I think a couple of the West Ham players were appealing for offside.
I think you've just got to play to the whistle in those moments. You can't rely on the referee to blow up. Just continue the phase of play and wait to see the outcome.
We've played just about a quarter of this game now, and it looks like it's already done and dusted.
And you know, you look at Chelsea team now, they still don't look like they've gone up too many gears at all, do they? They still like they've got a lot in the tank.
Brynjarsdottir wins it back. That's neat from West Ham. Stringer. Now Shimizu. Just seen out of play. They've shown some good touches.
Yeah, they have, but I think if you look there, she's got 3 Chelsea players, so even at 3-0 up, you see the desire of every single player in a Chelsea shirt to get back and win the ball back as soon as they lose it, and I think that's the mentality. It's 3-0 up, you could maybe, you know, take your foot off a little bit defensively, but they're not. They're getting back. I think they know the competition within their own squad, and every time they step on that pitch, they have to give everything.
Here's Erin Cuthbert for Chelsea. Charles. On their way to a extending their unbeaten run to 20 games in all competitions, Chelsea, after that shock defeat to Liverpool the opening day of the WSL season. Lovely turn from Stringer. Hayashi. Snella trying to get away from Perisset.
Just watching Lauren James there again, tracking back. She
trying to make her point today.
She's really making a point and some. She's even taking the ball backwards before she goes forwards.
Yeah, on the dugout side as well. So just really making sure that Emma Hayes is taking note of this.
But I think it's typical Emma Hayes. I think she knows she's got a very special player on her hands there, and it is about keeping her feet grounded. She's got a big future ahead of her, but it's about, you know, making sure all aspects of her game are on point, not just her attacking. And she's obviously taken it on board, because I've never seen her do so many recovery runs.
I think the Chelsea staff deserve a lot of credit for her form and the way they've managed her, because it's not easy when you're constantly being told by everyone on the outside, at least, that you're going to be one of the best players in the world. I mean, that's a lot to live up to.
It is, but 100%, it's one of the best players I've ever seen. And still so young, 21 years old. It's incredible. I think when you're looking at Emma Hayes and Chelsea, she's done it with Jess Carter as well, hasn't she? She's come over as a young player, and she's grown into this team.
James with a lovely ball that's headed towards goal by Sam Kerr on a hat-trick. Flag has gone up this time.
Just hanging on the back of Shimizu there. Just started around a little bit too early. Again, another loose pass. It was too square to play down the centre of the pitch. Great ball in from Lauren James again. Just a little dink to the back post.
They're enjoying themselves out there today, Chelsea. Sissoko taking a chance. Just looks a little bit careless tonight.
Yeah, I think there's too many square balls being played out from the back there. Obviously, it's part of their style, but I think there's at times when it's not on, sometimes it is just, can you hit plan B? Can you go long? Take the pressure off. They're trying to place straight balls out, and the press is just too good from Chelsea.
See the West Ham trying to be brave, trying to start a little bit further up the pitch and force Chelsea into an error there. Dottir, one back. James to Perisset. Finds the out ball towards Charles. Claims for a handball against Brynjars-Dottir, but close to that. Hayashi just about got there. Made up for a heavy touch. Do you feel West Ham have tried to play the same way as they did at the weekend? They haven't just executed it as well?
I think they have. I think they've shot themselves in the foot, conceding so early, just switching off from the set piece. You kill the game plan there from the off, and then obviously conceding again so early on. And I think if you look at the goals, they're all from West Ham mistakes. But I think this Chelsea team and the way they moved the ball in the final third, especially against this West Ham, who did put in a big shift on Sunday, they're starting to look tired already. It was always going to be a big ask to set yourself up to play on the back foot again and play. I mean, you go into a game against a team like Chelsea and you expect not to have a lot of the ball. And sometimes mentally more so, it's more tiring to remain focused. And, you know, when you're conceding 3 minutes in against a team like Chelsea, you give yourself such a mountain to climb.
Eriksen was just caught there by Say.
I think the difference as well between this Chelsea team and the Arsenal team is obviously Arsenal are struggling with that striker role, scoring the goals, whereas in this team there's goals everywhere. So yes, you can set yourself up to defend, but there's players there that can produce that moments of magic, you know, and that's the difference for me between the Arsenal game and Chelsea here.
Brighton flicks it around the corner, but well read by Fisk. Here's the Say. Phyllis, defended by Eriksen. Cuthbert goes long, and it's a good ball, but Mackenzie Arnold decisively out off her line to deny Sam Kerr run at goal.
Yeah, she had to get the timing right there. Sam Kerr had timed her run perfectly to beat Sissoko. Sissoko just a bit wrong-footed, faced back to goal, and Arnold was there at the right time. It looked for a second that Kerr had got the better of her, but she arrived perfect timing. I think West Ham just have to be a bit careful if they are to play higher up, that Mackenzie Arnold does maintain that higher position, just to cut out that ball over the top, because Sam Kerr, she's so clever with her runs, and the timing of her run is usually spot on, so Arnold would just need to be aware to that.
No pressure on Sophie Ingle. Kirby. Shimizu cuts out the pass towards Guro Reiten.
Now that's where you don't want to see your number 9, Asai, back retrieving the ball. You need to have her up top, be that target player. So the problem is if she is dropping deep, then the outlet isn't on over the top.
Here's Kirby, away from Asai, plays it in towards Cuthbert, and that's a good save from Mackenzie Arnold to deny Chelsea a fourth.
Yeah, it was an excellent save. She's just made herself really big, left her leg out to deny Kirby the goal. But again, West Ham very slow to react to the balls that are dropping in the midfield area. They're always second to react. Just see here, some great footwork from Kirby, just a little layoff, and Cuthbert trying for the bottom corner, but Arnold done excellent there just to make herself big and deny Cuthbert the chance. Gaps in the midfield just look to be getting bigger and bigger as West Ham do throw numbers forward. It's always that risk of the counter-attack from Chelsea.
A chance from the set piece for Chelsea now. Perisset getting ready to deliver this one in. It's towards Bright. Arnold couldn't catch it and keep it. approaching the final 10 minutes of the first half. Not bad ball over the top towards Snurler. I imagine we'll might see a few changes to the West Ham team at least, and possibly the Chelsea team at half-time.
Yeah, I think West Ham, for me, they're looking very tired. They're slow to react. I think they obviously need... They do have options on the bench. You've got Evans on there, Longhurst on the bench. Not a shot on goal yet, which is disappointing from them.
Stringer under pressure, manages to work it back to Sissoko. It's a great ball over for Snurler.
It's a great switch of balls, lots of space out there. I think Snurler just needs to be better in that moment. Just protect the ball, give her team a chance.
Cuthbert clears.
I think the problem that this West Ham team will have if Chelsea do make changes, you're looking at their bench. Top players to bring on. It's not what you want to see when you're tired and still got 45 minutes to play.
Here's a say back to goal, but manages to turn away and find Snurler. Unopposed, gets the cross in, away by Eriksson. Stringer. Fisk out to Shimizu. And now Phyllis is promising from West Ham. Hayashi, oh, lovely feet away from Cuthbert.
Fantastic feet from Hayashi. Saw Cuthbert coming in with the challenge. Thought she was unlucky there not to get a free kick on the edge of the box. I thought she was quite honest, staying on her feet.
I think you could hear a few protests there. Cuthbert, the fistful of her shirt, I think. They do have a free kick. Much further away from goal, though. Snurler delivers towards Brynjarsdottir. Cuthbert has hit Lauren James, didn't get the pass in front of her. Phyllis goes down, gets the decision. She's looked bright, Emma Snurler. Just her fourth start this season. Signed last January from Fortuna Horring, and just a lot of injuries to contend with. And it's towards Brynjarsdottir. It's won by Kerr.
Just want to see Phyllis there just a little bit more alert to Brynjarsdottir coming in to flick the header on, to make her run a little bit quicker, because she's always going to win it, Brynjarsdottir there. With her height, she's always going to win the header. Can they just be a little bit more alert and get on their bike a little bit quicker?
Fran Kirby down on the deck. It's always a worrying sight. Those two goal scorers. Two for Sam Kerr, one for Kirby. All very well crafted. Although the third one, a gift.
When you're playing against a team like Chelsea, you can't afford to give them any gifts. They don't need any gifts. So. But for me, I think the second goal there's the goal they're picking. Just Lauren James retrieving the ball and the counter at such pace. This is a worrying sign.
It might affect whether she does take part during the international break for England. She's had to cope with a lot of injuries in her time. Might be worth not risking her.
Yeah, you see she just pulls up there. There's no contact at all, which is sometimes even worse. I think you know as a player if you can feel it, especially when it's unopposed, when something goes, but hopefully it's not as bad as it looks there.
We'll wait and see if she chooses to continue. Looks like she wants to give herself a chance, or actually looks like the gloves are coming off. You know, Chelsea 3-0 up, it's really not worth it. Taking a chance.
No, she's a player, we spoke about it before the match, didn't we? She just doesn't seem to have any luck when it comes to her injuries and illnesses, and yeah, wishing her the best, and hopefully it's not as bad as it looks, as we say.
Anyway, support showing their appreciation. Very special player for club and country. So momentarily, at least, Chelsea down to 10. Chelsea are getting ready a replacement for Fran Kirby. Fisk challenged unfairly by Cuthbert. Stringer. Straight ball towards Asay, cut out by Bright.
Substitution for Chelsea, replacing number 14,
Fran Kirby. Her evening is at an end. And her replacement, Jelena Cankovic, gets just the final few seconds of this first half.
Cankovic, another real top-class talent. I remember watching her on her debut against Reading just before Christmas, where she scored a hat-trick. Just another danger player for West Ham to be aware of. inside that box.
Cuthbert.
Substitutions indicate a minimum of 2
Ray
additional
James through the lines. It's Kerr, and it's 4 for Chelsea, and a hat-trick for Sam Kerr. Ruthless. Her 6th hat-trick in a Chelsea shirt, and another goal that West Ham will not want to see again.
Yeah, Sissoko just got her feet twisted there, just lost herself there for a second, and then Kerr just takes one touch around the keeper. She doesn't even need to look to see where the goal is and just buries it home. But again, frustrating from West Ham, just handed it on the plate there and into Sam Kerr's path. I think Sissoko just needs to be a bit careful. She was a bit clumsy in that moment. Her team need her now. But if we're looking at the goals conceded, most of them have come from mistakes, West Ham's own mistakes, and I think that does come down to tiredness.
Not a good-looking scoreline to go into half-time with, for West Ham United at least. And into the final minutes of stoppage time. Say.
Good idea. You could see what she was trying to execute. The ball was just too straight. Berger comes out to retrieve.
Half-time. It has been a ruthless, clinical, destructive display from Chelsea in the first 45 minutes. Sam Kerr with a hat-trick, Fran Kirby with the other goal. Unless there's some sort of miracle to happen in the second half, it's Chelsea who'll be going through to the Continental Cup final. Half-time at the Chigwell Construction Stadium. West Ham United 0, Chelsea 4. So this is how Chelsea got that 4-goal lead. Started very early on, Jenna.
It did. It was a great ball in. Sam Kerr, unmarked, no challenge at all on her. Two defenders very close, but no challenge, and good finish in the end.
That was after just over 3 minutes. This was probably the pick of the goals.
Yeah, fantastic play initially from Lauren James and Sam Kerr, and then Kirby, cool, calm, composed, and slots it home for goal number 2. It's here, just a little give and go with Sam Kerr, and James does what James does, just gliding through, and beautiful finish from Kirby.
On a plate for Kirby, didn't have to break stride with that ball from Lauren James. Unfortunately, Kirby was withdrawn. West Ham just got sloppy.
Yeah, just caught in possession again, trying to play out from the back, and Sam Kerr just pounces, looking at it again. It's a beautiful strike into the right-hand corner. But yeah, Cuthbert did well to get onto the loose ball, and Sam Kerr makes no mistake.
Put her foot through that one.
Yeah, just hits it with the lace. Edging towards the corner. Kenzie Arnold couldn't do anything about that one.
And then, well, it was the build-up initially looked like it was stopped, but then West Ham played themselves into trouble again.
Yeah, Sissoko trying with the back pass. couldn't get enough on it to get to Arnold, and Kerr's there to pounce, touch out of her feet and slots it home in the bottom corner.
And so a comfortable lead for Chelsea after a clinical first half. Second half will be with you shortly.
Looking for options, she has to go back. Cross comes in. Hayley Rasso's there, and it's in the back of the net. Hayley Rasso sucking the ball in at the near post.
Lovely turn from Leonardson Warner. Thought of shooting, may yet do so. Spinning her way through and scoring magnificently. Frida Leonardson Warner at her brilliant best. What a season she's having.
City on the attack once again. Hayley Rasso in through on goal. She can tap it past. So easy that for Hayley Rasso. Manchester City 2 goals up within 12 minutes.
Gets the give and go. She's on the run here. Erin Cuthberts. And Chelsea have the ball in the back of the net. Final touch looks as though it may have come off of Sam Kerr on the way through.
Anything that they failed to score in across their last 10 in all competitions was a 5-0 defeat to Manchester United. It's Leonardson Warner. No foul, and Leonardson Warner finds the top corner. Frida Leonardson Warner is just unstoppable at the moment.
Mary Fowler. Lauren Hemp with it now. Cross comes in. Bunny Shaw's there, and Bunny Shaw heads home. Manchester City have a third. Within 30 minutes, they're 3-0 up.
Pass. Good one, and it's well taken down here by Lauren James. James is away, the cutback is good, and the finish is excellent. Kirby off at the bench. Goal number 2 for Chelsea.
Blackstenius. Now Leonardson Warner on a hat-trick, sets it wide for Ford. It's Ford. Caitlin Ford quite possibly secures Arsenal's spot in the semi-finals of the Conti Cup.
Bunny Shaw is on the attack here, into the box, taps it to the side of her. Lauren Hemp's there, she dances past her marker, curling ball in the back of the net. Lauren Hemp against her former club.
Spence will go for goal. It's an absolute rocket. Drew Spence against her old side with a late goal that won't mean too much for Tottenham Hotspur.
A massive mountain to climb goal-wise. Now Alexandri finding Lauren Hemp, who sends it back. Mary Fowler, how nonchalant was that? So easy for Mary Fowler.
Sees it back with France striker. Lovely cross in from her. Brynjarsdottir. What a glorious header from the West Ham talisman.
She wanted more, if anything. Italy with Spence. Chelsea have taken this one quickly. And they're into the area here. Spurs caught napping. And Kerr does get her goal. While they were too busy, Spurs arguing with the referee.
Find a breakthrough here. Deep in the pocket from Yui Hasegawa. Finds Bunny Shaw. Bunny Shaw finds Lauren Hemp. Lauren Hemp into the box. And it's 6-0. Manchester City have another. Lauren Hemp has another against her former club.
My first? You bring me back to like memory lane.
Willy Wonka and Chocolate Factory all the time.
Have you seen that?
Ooh.
Adidas, black, white stripes, that's all I've got.
Indoor, just Nike Tempos.
Like a black and green Lotto pair.
The first pair of football boots I bought from my neighbour for about £5.
Couldn't wear those again, but you know, at the time they were great.
And they were like Nike with the little wavy bits on. Not like the proper ones, just like cheap version.
A pair of Adidas that I really, really liked.
Adidas Supernovas. I think it was because Patrick Vieira used to wear them.
And my latest, Phantoms.
Nike Phantoms.
The last one, still Adidas.
The Mercurial Superfly.
These green X Adidas models.
Nike Tempos.
My first phone was a Motorola flip phone, and you could only like fit 15 text messages on it, and one picture message would just wipe all your memory.
The Razr, Motorola Razr.
The chocolate LG little slide.
A Nokia. I think I'm not the only one who played Snake on that one.
Nokia 3210, the one with Snake on it.
Oh, what were they called? A Nokia 3310. Good old Snake. Currently got the iPhone, oh, I don't even know, Mini 12, yeah, iPhone.
It's iPhone 13.
iPhone.
Yeah, I have an iPhone now.
iPhone 13.
iPhone.
Wow, my first car, first and last actually, a Golf, a white one. Yeah, I enjoyed that one.
First car was a blue Corsa, Vauxhall Corsa.
A Renault Clio. I used to love it.
Infinity.
I think it was a light blue Honda Civic.
My first car was a Toyota Yaris, grey one, and because I don't like change, I've bought another Toyota Yaris in dark grey.
And last is a Mini Countryman.
Mercedes GLA.
Benz CLA.
I remember going to see Space Jam when I was a kid with my dad and my brother and sister, Michael Jordan.
Willy Wonka and Chocolate Factory all the time, probably like 3 or 4 times a day.
I would say Fat Albert. I watched it with my family. Probably not the first, but my most memorable one.
I'm all about romance. I think that must have been a cheesy one. And yes, a cheesy one, the last one as well.
And my last one, I think I watched Batman in the theaters.
It might have been Stillwater with Matt Damon. Have you seen that? I need to go to the cinema.
King Richard, the one about Serena and Venus, I thought that was really good, so if you haven't seen it, go watch it.
Ooh, okay. First country visited, living in Canada, visited the US.
America.
Barcelona.
Portugal.
Bosnia.
Mallorca.
Last country I visited was Germany. No, America.
The US.
US.
USA.
And the last was Germany.
Zakynthos, Greek island.
First gig I went to.
First. Do you know what? I think my first gig was Blue. I used to love them. I used to fancy Simon Webb from Blue.
I remember I was supposed to go to James Blunt with my friends, but I actually didn't end up going.
I think my first was O-Town, this boy band, which was fantastic.
Actually, I haven't been to a concert. So I heard there's a lot in London, so I'm looking forward to that. I want to see Burna Boy live.
First concert was actually Michael Jackson.
My first and last concert, I've only been to one big concert, and that was Beyoncé, and I'm happy to have that as my last one.
My latest one was Adele at Hyde Park. I actually went with a few of the girls from here. Amazing voice.
I was supposed to go to Adele this summer, but I ended up going to America. Never made it.
Justin Timberlake.
Sinead Hartnett and James Vickery.
Growing up, I wanted to play for Liverpool, I wanted to captain Liverpool. When I was captain, I was the youngest captain for Liverpool women, and it was a dream come true. I've wanted to be captain Liverpool since I was ever playing football, and I didn't think it would be possible at the age of 8 when I signed for Liverpool, and I made it come true.
It is Missy Mokers, born in the city, and scoring the goal which might just make absolutely certain of Liverpool's promotion back to the WSL.
Winning promotion's probably my best memory. It was nice to get a goal, and it was one of the best feelings ever. We deserved it, we worked hard, and that performance just topped it all off. To win Player of the Year, I was speechless, to be honest, because it was my first season playing week in, week out, and I had only broken the team in December, so it was half a season really, but I must have had a positive impact on the team to have won the award, and that meant a lot to me. I'm still young, I've still got lots to learn, but the players I'm training with and the opposition I'm playing against, if I keep improving, I've got a lot to offer. I think since Matt's come in, he's had a positive impact on me. He just tells me to be myself. He doesn't want me to change or act, or he just says, you be you, express yourself, and that helps me a lot because I'm quite a bubbly character and I've got quite a bit of personality and sometimes a live wire, and if he was to then say, oh, don't be like that, it'll take a lot from me as a person, and he's helping me week in, week out, and I think since he's come in, I'm improving loads. Matt's got a good balance. If we need to tell him, he'll tell us, but other than that, he's very good vocally. The way he comes across is brilliant, and the information and stuff he gives us is key, and in his first season back at Liverpool, we got promotion, so it shows how much of an impact he's having on me and the girls.
Sent in towards Kerr! The spirit of champions.
This league's got some of the best players in the world, and to be the best, you've got to be able to play against the best. Every year the women's game's growing and growing, and it's exciting to see. You see in the Euros, the crowd and stuff they were getting. When I was a kid, I didn't think that would be possible. I just knew going and watching men's football and men's team filling out stadiums, but now it's proven in the women's game that it can be done. I want to represent England seniors, and there's a World Cup coming. If I have a good year, there's possibility I could get selected, so that's my next aim for this season.
Welcome back to the Chigwell Construction Stadium, where Chelsea are in a more than comfortable lead at the break going into the second half. 4-0, a first half hat-trick from Sam Kerr, which leaves West Ham United with pretty much only pride to play for in the second half. We'll have to wait and see if either side have made any changes. Looks like West Ham have. So while we digest those, Jenna, what do you think the message will be from Paul Konchesky at the break?
I think they have to play for the pride, play for the badge now, keep themselves in this second half. Can they go out there and get something out of this second half? I think 4-0 is a massive mountain for them to climb. You know, they've got 45 minutes to try and be better in this second half. Can they create anything? Can they get a goal? Be difficult to beat like they were on Sunday. Just not handing Chelsea anything, just tightening up at the back there.
So a fair few changes for West Ham United at the break. It's like a debut for Shannon Cook, January signing from Louisiana State University. Kate Longhurst, former Chelsea player, also on. Whistle blows for the second half. And I'm sure questions will be asked of Paul Konchesky as to whether it was wise to stick with the same team. As you mentioned, Jenna, not just the physical fatigue, but the sort of euphoria afterwards, and then having to go again against another very, very good team.
Yeah, I think, you know, after such an incredible result and what that meant to them at the weekend, and I think the manner in which they got that point off of Arsenal, you're on such a high, and then to get yourself back in and prepared for another difficult game against another, you know, top opponent, it's difficult. And you saw early on, switching off from a set piece at 3 minutes, it was just a really poor start from them.
The confirmation of all 4 substitutions made by West Ham United at the break. Amelie Testrup also coming on, another January signing, deadline day, on loan from PSV.
You see Kate Longhurst there, just been put into the centre of the park just to protect that back 4. Extra Streld, she's West Ham through and through, will play, give everything she's got in this 45 minutes for her team. I think Falk and Chelsea would just want to see that fight within them now.
That old cliche, it's 0-0. We'll try and win the second half. It's easier said than done, of course. It's one back well. Ball down the line doesn't quite reach. Testrup. Here is Brynjarsdottir. Looks like Testrup has taken the more central position. Clearance picked up by Brynjarsdottir. Now Longhurst. We know the demands of Emma Hayes and her coaching staff. She will not want the levels to drop, despite the healthy advantage they have. And Sam Kerr could be in for another here. Tipped over the bar by Mackenzie Arnold.
What a ball from Wrighton there. It's fantastic. It was inch perfect on a plate for Sam Kerr. First time ball into the box. She was always getting drawn wide there, Kerr, with the ball. She gets the shot off, and it's a simple save from Arnold over the bar.
Corner kick for Chelsea. Perisset. The goalkeeper came and didn't get there.
It's a couple of times now Arnold's come out and not really demanded that area. Completely different to what we saw on Sunday, where she was winning and claiming everything in her 6-yard box. But I think that's the second time now she's come out and not made any contact.
Quiet evening so far for Ann-Katrin Berger. Her first appearance since the 11th of December. 3-2 win against Reading in the WSL. Turn it towards Lauren James, didn't quite come off. Say draws the foul off Magda Eriksson. Easy take for Ann-Katrin Berger. Then Snurler got in behind.
Yeah, better there from West Ham. Just a bit more urgency about them in their play. SAA taking responsibility with the quick free kick, and it was a good pass there from Shimizu into the half space behind the defender.
Nicely played. Right onto Kerr. Picked up by Wrighton. Now James. Wrighton trying to return the favour for Lauren James. Tracked well.
There's a beautiful little dink there from Wrighton, but it just seemed to hang in the air forever. James couldn't get it down quick enough.
So he gets the decision. A yellow card for Magda Eriksson for that challenge.
I think she had to make it there. You could see SA just getting ready to make her run around her. Had to make the challenge, Eriksson.
Can cause some issues from this set piece. Snurler. Deep delivery again. Brynjarsdottir the target. It's going to be retrieved by Fisk. Smith sends it in. Again, Ann-Katrin Berger came towards goal from Longhurst, and it's an awkward one. Berger does just enough to shovel it away from the danger.
Yeah, Longhurst just trying to dink it into the 6-yard box. Berger did well in the end, just made herself big. It bounced at an awkward pace, and there was a West Ham player sliding in.
Closest they've come.
Yeah, absolutely positive. They've had some good phases of play here in the opening second half. Again, just failing with the last ball in.
Nice play from Chankovic. Finds Perisset. Kerr with the layoff to Wrighton. Here's Lauren James. Opens up for her. Lauren James has her goal. She's been imperious during this entire semi-final. And she strikes Chelsea into a 5-goal lead now.
You just knew when she picked it up there on the outside of the box that her only thought was to get a shot off. Wasn't the cleanest of strikes, but it was the power that took it past Arnold. Again, just picking it up and just gliding past the defender. 1-2 touches, shifts it from her left onto her right and buries it home.
She just makes it look so easy.
She doesn't even look like she's broken sweat. Unreal talent. When Chelsea do pick up the ball in the middle of the pitch, you can almost see it's like clockwork. Play into Kerr, she sets, and then it's always the outlet onto the left-hand side of the pitch. There's so much space in the pocket for Sam Kerr to drop into. And the midfield stretch from where West Ham are pushing up, which allows Kerr to drop in unchallenged and midfielder to then spread the play out to the other side.
Lucy Parker having to receive treatment. She's only just come on. She was one of the half-time substitutes.
Substitution for West Ham, replacing number 15.
It's a really sad sight. Lucy Parker, she's had to come back from injury after she was called up to the England squad for the first time. She didn't manage to go to camp because she was injured after that, and since then she's really struggled, and that is a heartbreaking sight. Anouk Denton on in her place. Makes her second debut for West Ham United, re-signed after spending the second half at the club, second half of the season, 2020-2021, but that's really devastating for Lucy Parker.
Yeah, another young talent there, and obviously recognised within the England camp, and Serena, and really unfortunate to get to pick up that injury after being selected for England. And as you say, it's a really horrible sight, especially after being subbed on to go straight back off. It's really sad to see.
And that is all of West Ham's 5 substitutions used up.
You can just hear, I think it's a West Ham player, as soon as James is on the ball, double up, double, double. And she still comes out of the pressure.
There's Niamh Charles. West Ham get the free kick. Thumped forward long. Not a bad idea at all. Maybe signs of boredom for Berger. It's an interesting couple of moves. Here's Snurler. Smith. That's a good-looking ball, but a little bit too much on it. Good idea. Say he's not quite that quick.
Yeah, you can see what Smith was trying to do, just pierce the ball through the central defender and the left wing back. Again, it was just too straight, too much pace on it, and Berger was off her goal line.
Here's Perisset. Sam Kerr with her 4th. No one anywhere near her. And it is now 6-0 to Chelsea.
Chelsea will face Sam Kerr and substitutions for
Sam Kerr again, just dropping in with the little layoff. Good ball in again, though. Sam Kerr unchallenged in the 6-yard box. That's bread and butter for Sam Kerr. Far too easy. Disappointing defending again. Sam Kerr gets her 4th.
And her 20th of the season in all competitions. What a night for Sam Kerr and for Chelsea, who are running away with this, and there's still half an hour left to go.
In between the 2 centre-backs there, someone has to take responsibility of Sam Kerr. Communication, it looks like there is no communication across the back line. No contact at all on Sam Kerr, not even a little challenge to put her off of her stride. It's just too easy.
A couple of changes for Chelsea coming up. Johanna Reeting-Kaneryd is coming on, as well as Maren Mjelde. Just her 5th appearance this season. Hasn't really been the same since that knee injury in the Continental Cup final in 2021, suffered in the win at Vicarage Road against Bristol City. A few minutes under her belt now. Heartening to hear that Lucy Parker's name being sung by the West Ham fans. Looks like another injury setback for her. What has been a night that West Ham want to forget about very quickly indeed.
I think they've come back down to earth with a bang. I think maybe Falk and Chelsea may look back, and would he make changes to the starting lineup again after such a big match on Sunday with such a short turnaround? This game plan didn't work from the start, but I think that comes down to the poor marking of the set piece so early on in the match that's killed them.
Cuthbert sends it forward. Here's Longhurst. Struck the referee, so it's going to be a drop ball for West Ham. Cuthbert with a strong challenge, but a fair one. Canirid. With the attempt, wide in the end.
Seen her score from that distance before. You could see what she was teeing up. Just took an age to drop, and then just got the execution wrong off target.
When she does score, they tend to be memorable.
She only scores worldies, doesn't she? It's a great tackle from Cuthbert there. Brynäsdottir, I think, just clutching at straws. It's part of Cuthbert's game that she's just so excellent at, all the dirty work. She does it so well. Often doesn't get the praise, but is so consistent week in, week out.
A new role for her this season as well. Part of that sort of double pivot with Sophie Ingle. And she's in a team that's rotated so much. She's played pretty much every single game.
Yeah, I think she's one of the first names on the sheet for Emma Hayes. Probably doesn't get the plaudits that she deserves in a team full of superstars, but her levels of consistency in there, her work rate, week in, week out, is superb.
Ingle allowed to turn. Wrighton, deflected. And everything is going Chelsea's way tonight. A devastating display. Guro Wrighton gets her name on the score sheet.
Yeah, back to goal Wrighton there. Too much space, no challenge again. It's a lovely turnout. Ball here into her feet, just on the half term, and unfortunate deflection, but again, she's completely unchallenged. Not one West Ham defender gets close to her. She's allowed enough time to turn and get a shot off. I think there was 4 defenders just watching her. Really
another
poor.
change. Sorry, Jen, another change for Chelsea. There's been a few goals that have been painful to watch from a West Ham point of view. Mandy Leupolz coming on for Chelsea. 3rd substitute appearance since giving birth to her son in October. And a rare outing for Alsu Abdelina as well. Emma Hayes using all her fringe players. Sophie Ingle. He's gone off for Chelsea, as well as Guro Wrighton, so quite the mic drop moment for her. 7th goal. Off she goes. Millie Brown might have cleared the stadium with that one. New ball needed. Well, Paul Konchesky has had a lot of praise. It's been a decent season for West Ham. He's taken on the good work done by Ollie Harder, who he replaced in the summer, but this is a chastening experience, I imagine, for him in his first senior management role.
Yeah, I think this season, I think they might have surprised a few people with how well they have done. I think they had a lot of change over the summer, lost some key players. Obviously, Paul Konchesky comes into the role as manager, and I think what he has built there is a team that's on a normal day very hard to beat. And now what they have as well going forward, they have threats going forward in SA, and they do look dangerous when they are in that attacking third. I think Brynnes Jotty has been key, but we haven't seen enough of her tonight, obviously because they haven't had a lot of possession. But I think when you rely on those key players, and unfortunately we haven't seen enough of West Ham's key players. I think tonight it will be a big learning curve for them, but it takes results like this to then kick you back on. And I think West Ham Sunday against Arsenal would have taken a hell of a lot out of them, and it was a fantastic result for them. But I feel they've still their aim's going to be to climb as high as they can up that table, higher than they did last season, and progress on for the new season. I think they've got a really strong foundation in what they have and the players they do have.
And just another illustration perhaps of the depth that Chelsea possess and teams like West Ham don't. Because even though they have obviously made a lot of substitutions in this second half, it's still nothing compared to the quality of the fringe players that the likes of Chelsea have at their disposal.
Yeah, I think even after Chelsea have made, 5 subs, they still don't look any weaker at all. And it just shows that Konchesky has started with the same team from Sunday. The depth's just not there, and I think it's for all the top clubs really, that the strength in depth on their bench is on another level to the teams in the lower half of the league, and that really is the difference and plays into their hands, especially in cup competitions where they can rotate.
Say did well with that. She was running into a cul-de-sac, no support whatsoever, manages to win a throw for her team.
Yeah, I think she's done as well as she possibly can with limited service. Every time she has got it, she has really worked for her team. Can she draw in a foul? Can she just hold up the play? So for me, yes, she's done well with what she's been working with.
It's a lovely ball slipped through towards Kaneryd. Behind Kerr. Here's Cuthbert. It's another decent ball in. Kerr just miscued the header.
Fisk done excellently there, just reading the ball and staying with Kerr, giving her a challenge, making it difficult for Kerr, which we haven't seen a lot of this game.
Shimizu took a chance there, thought it was going to run out of play. Eventually it did. Just another example of perhaps slight fatigue, the slight sloppiness that has crept into West Ham today.
Yeah, got away with that one, but definitely switching off again. And I think when you have Arsenal and Chelsea within a number of days, it really is a big ask. Especially when you don't have that depth to rotate with.
For West Ham after the international break, of the FA Cup as well for them. A home game to Aston Villa, and that will shape up to be a really interesting tie, because well, it's going to be a long wait for Paul Konchesky and the West Ham players. They'll want to put this right very quickly indeed. That's a perfect opportunity. Aston Villa, another very tough opponent, but one that they'll feel maybe slightly more confident of getting a result out of.
Yeah, I think after a result like this, all you want to do is get back on the pitch and make it right. But I guess what they do have is some time on the training field now to, you know, have a look, analyse. Obviously, they'll lose players due to the international break, but yeah, Aston Villa, two teams really at the same kind of stage in their progress, sitting around that middle part of the table. Will be a great contest.
And he's going to have to stew during the international break.
I think it's a sign as well of how strong the teams are getting, and the teams below the top three, in the sense of the Conti Cup. Normally we're used to seeing quite a lot of young players stepping up, but we haven't seen that as much this time round. The competition for places is as high as ever, and managers are taking no real chances.
Shannon Cook sends it forward. No one in the claret and blue on the end of it. And those fans who've seen so much success over the last decade, Chelsea women, we hope to see yet another trophy lifted. It wasn't to be last year. Took the lead against Manchester City, but ended up losing. This one back by Amelie Testrup, but no one anywhere near that cross. Eriksson allowed to stroll out from the back. West Ham lost 6-0 to Chelsea in the semi-finals of this competition 2 years ago. They've certainly grown as a team since then. It's important to put this in context. Very tough run of games that they've had. Canarid wins it back. Drives at goal. Might go for it herself here. Tight angle. It's flicked towards goal. It's going to be a corner kick for Chelsea.
Konjektovic just trying to do the little special back heel into the goal, little flick. It's a lovely little dink from Conrad. Just there. Defender read it really well. Brave defending.
Quarter of an hour still to go. Cuthbert with the corner. Kerr took a swing at it. Leupolz. Charles. Put out of play by Cook. Another Chelsea corner. Defensive header from Grace Fisk. Turned aside by Mackenzie Arnold, retrieved by Eriksson. As West Ham were appealing for something anyway, a corner, a goal kick, they all stopped.
Got the shot away, bottom corner, and Arnold did excellently there just to parry it out, but Eriksson the first to react. West Ham were trying to claim, but again, not playing to the whistle, nearly caught them out again.
Someone's having a good time. Cankovic, away by Brynjarsdottir. Abdelina with the shot charged down by Snurler. Eriksson, now Kerr. Flag has gone up.
Little assist from the centre back there, Eriksson, just off the knee. Had to be creative, it was coming down at an awkward height.
Snurler's done well to keep hold of that. Kerr. Leupolz. Neat play from Chelsea. Canarid. Glazed over by Niamh Charles.
That was excellent build-up play. Done really well to play themselves out of a lot of pressure. Down the right-hand side, just one touch, triangle football. Then the ball in, it just needed the end product. Had everything. But Charles was always leaning backwards and it was always heading over. But excellent play there. But again, that move started from Sanka, dropping into the pocket. 4 defenders around her, not one have gone with her, just to put a little bit of pressure and stop the layoff that she keeps giving to her teammates. Dropping into the pocket, setting and then continuing her run.
Impressive touch from Smith. Here's Brynjarsdottir. Canarid. Composed, confident. It's coming on. Leupolz. The Olays coming out now. It's been that sort of night for Chelsea. Sent forward. Canarid. Lovely first touch. Couldn't find the net with the second.
It was a beautiful first touch there, just out of the feet. You put your money on her to score from there, wouldn't you? Eriksson just gets her head up, spots the run. There, it's that first touch. Just takes her a little bit wide. Again, just leading back. Smith's done well there, just to close down the shot. The very last minute, just the added pressure took Canarid off her shot in the end. I think defensively Chelsea have been untouched, under no real pressure at all.
Well, he tries to find Kerr. A loose touch, cleared by Shimizu. Into the final 10 minutes. Difficult evening, to say the least, for West Ham United. Charles gets to the byline. Canarid hit her standing foot there. Mjelde, well wide. Chances, though, keep coming for Chelsea.
Yeah, and I think, unfortunately for West Ham, I imagine at half-time, Emma Hayes would have told her team to go out there and punish. You know, keep the goals coming, and that's exactly what they've done. And I think as this half has gone on, West Ham are sitting deeper and deeper. The spaces are getting bigger. It's just all a bit too easy. A really professional performance from Chelsea, though.
Always slightly wary when the manager pours praise in her pre-match press conference saying how great she thinks West Ham are. And it's always a slight warning sign. And yes, you're absolutely right, Jenna. They've kept their foot on the gas. There's been no let up. There's been no, oh, okay, let's just have a rest now. We can just, you know, hold on to the ball a bit.
And I think it's credit to the whole squad as a whole. You know, the challenge for places is really up there. You know, they could probably field 2 teams that would all start in the WSL. So they all know that they're fighting for their spaces every time they step on the pitch, and that helps with those levels. But West Ham are a very good team, and they will bounce back from this, no doubt. This is where they'll take their bigger lessons.
So it will be Arsenal against Chelsea in the final on the 5th of March at Selhurst Park. 7 days previously, they'll meet each other in the 5th round of the FA Cup. Liverpool's effort off target this time. So within the space of the week, well, we'll definitely know where the destination of one trophy, and the FA Cup, those 2 meetings so early on in the competition really opens it up, doesn't it?
Yeah, what a week that will be.
They will be sick of the sight of each other, I'm sure. Longhurst. So yes, a break from WSL, straight into this international break for these 2. So a reduced fixture list this weekend, but a couple of very big games. Arsenal against Manchester City, and on Sunday, Spurs against Man United.
Yes, at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I think they're expecting a big crowd there. Sunday, 12 o'clock kickoff.
Big games. The race for the Champions League places.
Yeah, I think definitely after the weekend of results, it really just opens it up for everyone, doesn't it? It shows again that any team can nick points from anyone, and it's a sign of just how strong and how far this league's come. Can't really call it.
Very difficult. It also just shows you really can't have an off day.
No, absolutely not. West Ham have proved why.
Jankovic finds Kerr. The claims for offside have been granted. Free kick for West Ham into the final 5 minutes. Yet another cup final for Emma Hayes and Chelsea. One domestic double last season. Hoping to get the treble this time around. As well as progress in the Champions League, of course. Exactly why Emma Hayes needs to rotate her squad.
I was just going to say, and keep everyone fit and everyone ticking over on the same level of fitness, because if they are going to compete in the league and domestically, they're going to need every single player of that squad to be in tip-top condition and available for selection, or if they're to come off the bench. think other than the injury to Pernille Harder, they're pretty much there.
Just have to wait and see on Fran Kirby, of course.
Yeah.
To come off just at the end of the first half. But you're right, that could be the difference between a successful season and a historic one, if they can manage to keep the key players, or most of them at least, fit and firing. Risa Shimizu.
I think there you just see the real sign of tiredness. Shimizu there. 3 Chelsea players, but one teammate has come to help her out, and in the end it's just a tired pass.
Seems to just pull wide, and you're right, she's been dropping deep, going out wide. Never stays in just one place, really difficult to pick up. Cuthbert gets the cross in. It's going to be cleared by Shimizu.
Yeah, and when she comes out, she just opens up a new space, and her teammates are so switched on to her movement that there's always someone continuing the run and filling the space. So difficult to mark against. You just watch the Chelsea front line, they're never standing still, they're always trying to find new spaces.
Mjelde trying to get around Smith. Cuthbert offers her support. Charles wins it back really well for Nuke Denton. Cankovic. Cleared by Cook. From a player's perspective, Jenna, how difficult is it to forget about big defeats like this? Do you kind of give yourself a time limit to sort of dwell on it and then tell yourself you must move on now?
I think it hurts. I think it always hurts, and you know, still to this day, I remember the worst defeats. When I look back, I always remember them. But I think, you know, they've got a busy period coming up after this international break, so it's key that they don't dwell on it for too long. Allow yourself to, I think tonight it will hit them hard, and tomorrow, but then they're straight back into training after recovery and time to put things right. They've got lots of games to come up, you know, they've got a chance to finish as high as they have in this league, and lots of positives to work on, but yeah, lots to take away and analyse off the back of this performance and improve on.
1 minute of added time, almost up the Chigwell Construction Stadium, where West Ham United have been demolished by Chelsea. So Chelsea into the final of the Continental Cup for the 4th straight season at their devastating best. A commanding 7-0 win, thanks to 4 from Kirby thanks to 4 goals from Sam Kerr, Frank Kirby, Lauren James and Guro Reiten also on the score sheet. Clinical, ruthless, call it what you like. An absolutely brilliant performance from Chelsea. And one to forget for West Ham United. Full time at the Chigwell Construction Stadium. West Ham United 0, Chelsea 7. And a reminder of the goals that sealed safe passage to the final of the Continental Cup for Chelsea. Sam Kerr with the first of 4 there. I think, you know, there's a couple of goals in there that really well worked, but it's a lot to unpack from a West Ham point of view, Jenna.
Yeah, definitely, especially from a set piece. You work so hard on them in training, and to leave Sam Kerr unchallenged in the box, she's always going to score. Here for me, the pick of the bunch. Great work from Lauren James and the perfect pass into Kirby's path, who slots home calmly.
Unfortunately, Frank Kirby had to go off, having scored that goal. West Ham trying to play it out and getting caught.
Yeah, Cuthbert just alert to the loose ball in the centre of the field, and then Sam Kerr strikes it so well into the top corner, unopposed. Mackenzie Arnold didn't stand a chance there.
Another goal that West Ham will feel they could have done a little bit better with. Like Sissoko, maybe a tad unfortunate there. Looked like she'd got the defensive action in, but slightly unlucky ricochet perhaps.
Yeah, just got a body shape all wrong when defending that ball, and then it's played into the path for Kerr, who just takes a touch around the keeper, and she doesn't miss from there.
And the goals kept coming in the second half, and a deserved one for Lauren James.
Yeah, picks it up outside the box and just glides past the defender. Only had one thing on her mind there. Here it is, just outside of the right boot, and slots it home. Unfortunate Mackenzie Arnold there, just goes in off of her back, spins in.
And no one anywhere near Perisset or indeed the goal scorer Kerr.
Yeah, Kerr started the move again, picking the ball up on the outside of the box, unopposed, and she makes her run into the box, no one challenged, good ball in. Sam Kerr's always going to score from there, unchallenged, with her head.
And this rounded it off. When your luck's out, your luck's out.
Yeah, back to goal right, and just rolls it off the back onto her shot, gets her strike off again, unopposed, and it's unfortunate for West Ham, deflected into the net.
And so, after that convincing win for Chelsea, they will meet Arsenal in the final of the Continental Cup, an all-London tie at Selhurst Park. Thank you very much for your company today. Goodbye.